From the 1011 Now streaming studio, this is The Night Beat.
Hello and welcome to the 1011 Now streaming studio. I'm Madison Pitsch here with your Night Beat for Wednesday, May 15th. And we're starting tonight with a follow-up story from yesterday. Yesterday evening during rush hour at 68th and O, a police officer heading west on O was turning at a flashing yellow light and hit a second car who had a green light. A pregnant woman who was driving that vehicle was taken to the hospital and treated for minor injuries. The officer suffered a few scrapes and was treated on scene. Lincoln police said they are still investigating their officer's crash, which will include looking at the cruiser's video. We learned the officer wasn't getting cited yesterday, but Lincoln police said that could change. On top of a possible citation, the officer could face more severe internal discipline. However, Lincoln police said it's a personnel matter and we won't get to know if the officer's disciplined. They added they will decide on the best response after the investigation is done. I asked why Lincoln police are investigating the crash rather than another agency, which is often the case. Lincoln Police PIO Erica Thomas said, quote, "We have sufficient staff educated on how to investigate these types of calls," adding, quote, "They are investigated by supervisors and accident reconstructionists, so it's reviewed at multiple levels." And coming up tonight at 10, if you thought I was done talking about elections, I'm sorry to tell you, you are wrong. Today, our reporter, Matt Kirkle, is taking an in-depth look at voter turnout for this recent primary election. Here are some highlights. The Secretary of State predicted a voter turnout of 35%. The state saw 27%, but they're still counting votes, so that could bump up a few percentage points. Lancaster County says they saw more early voting, and that translates across the state. Civic Nebraska says in the 11 counties that only do mail-in voting, participation was about 50%. Again, our Matt Kirkle will have a lot more about this tonight at 10. And you know that feeling of when you turn 16 and you get your driver's license and it feels like the world just opens up in front of you? That's how a couple inmates at the Community Correction Center here in Lincoln are feeling after they recently got their commercial driver's license. They're a part of a partnership that helps them get their CDL. Listen, there are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There are hurdles for inmates after they get out, but ProFleet CDL Driving Academy hopes these certifications help make the path out behind bars a little clearer. Chanel Taylor McCarthy has a lot more on this story tonight at 10 as well. That is it for us today. Thank you so much for joining us. We've got more news, weather, and sports tonight at 10 and all night long on 1011now.com. Before we go, here's a check of our 7-day forecast.
You've been listening to The Night Beat. Watch, listen, and stream on the 1011 app on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.